is 8:30. So if you'll go ahead and settle in, and happy Friday, everybody. Happy 8:30 in the morning. Thank you for joining me. I'm so glad that you're here to practice with me. It's really a cool thing. So if you would make your way to the mat. I know most of us have just gotten up, but we're going to start lying down as always with your shoulders underneath you and your arms at your side, relaxed. Go ahead and breathe and relax your head, unclench your jaw, relax your neck, relax your shoulders, relax your belly button, relax your wrists, relax your fingers, relax your hips, relax your knees, relax your feet. Just let them go. Let all of your muscles sink into the ground. And check out how you're feeling this morning. And thank yourself for taking your time on your little island of your mat to take a little 1 hour break from the world while we're here together. And close your eyes, and close your lips, seal your lips, and just breathe your natural breath in and out of your nose. We'll take a moment of silence. One hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And just continue to breathe. On your next exhale, send all of that air out of your lungs. And seal your lips and then slowly inhale all the way to the top of your breath. When you get to the top, pause for a moment, open your mouth and sigh it out. When you get to the bottom of your breath, seal your lips again, slowly inhaling. Imagine that you're breathing all the way to the top of your head. When you get to the top, see if you can take one more sip of air. Pause for a moment and then open your mouth and sigh it out. When you get to the bottom of your breath, seal your lips again, slowly inhaling all the way to the top of your breath. Pause for a moment, take one more sip of air. This time, keep your lips sealed, but keep that growl in the back of your throat as you exhale. When you get to the bottom of your breath, inhale again. You can pause at the top and the bottom of your breath if you like. If you would like to practice square breathing, if you would like to just practice the pranayama ujjayi breath that we were doing, the in and out with a slight pause at the top, you may. Whatever you feel that you need in your body, and you can go at your own pace. You can count using a count of 3 or 4 if you want, or you can just estimate. So breathe on your own breath. Go ahead and bring your arms back to your side and continuing to breathe. On the inhale, stretch your arms up over your head, pointing your toes. And on the exhale, relax into the mat. Inhale, stretching. Exhaling, relaxing. Inhale, stretching. And on this exhale, bring your knees into your chest. You can hold on to your shins and you can give yourself a rock on your lower back. Remember to continue breathing in and out. And on your next exhale, pull your knees in. And on the inhale, relax into the mat this time. Exhale, pulling your knees into your chest. Inhale, relax. Exhale, breathe in. Exhale, pull in. And on the inhale, relax. On your next exhale, send your left leg long if that works in your back. If that pulls your back too much, you can always bend your knee here and have your foot flat on the ground. But if it works in your body and your back, nothing is pinching, you can pull. And so on your next inhale, pull your knee towards your shoulder. And on the exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax into the mat. Send your left hand down to the mat, your right hand on your knee, and draw those big circles, waking up all the blood in your hip socket this morning. Nice big circles on the ceiling. And now draw them in the opposite direction. And when you come back to middle, hug that knee in, this time hugging it on the inhale towards the center of your chest. Then on the exhale, relax into the mat, inhaling, pulling. Exhale, relaxing. Inhale, pulling. And send your right leg down to meet your left. And on your next inhale, bring your right leg in towards your left leg in towards your left shoulder. Pull. On the exhale, relax into the mat. Inhale, pull towards your left shoulder. Exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. Take your left hand now on your left shoulder, your left knee, rather, getting a little confused this morning. Right hand to your side and draw those big circles on the ceiling. Challenge yourself to see if you can make that circle a little bit bigger. And then draw the circle in the opposite direction. And then bring your knee into your chest, this time pulling it towards the center of your chest. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax those shoulders. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, sending your left leg down to meet your right. You can take another stretch. And on the exhale, bring both knees in again. And then flex your feet towards your face on the inhale. And on the exhale, point your toes. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. And now you can take your ankles in some twists. And let's go ahead and do that with our wrists as well. Let's just do some rotations of our wrists and our ankles. We can get two things done at once here. You can do them in the same way. Wrists, you can make a fist with your wrists and just twist them around at the same time as you're pointing and circling your ankles. And let's take everything in the opposite direction as well. We are going to meet in sitting. So if you'd like to take some rock and rolls on your spine, you can. Bring your hands to the back of your thighs and you can roll. You can go all the way up to your neck if it feels good in your body. You can take a few rocks here. If this doesn't work, you can go ahead and go to seated. And we'll meet in a simple cross-legged position, whatever works for your body. And go ahead and we'll meet here. And go ahead and let's stretch up, inhaling up. And we'll exhale and bend and hinge at your waist forward, coming forward. Your hands might come to the floor. You can let your head go. And inhale and come back up to center. And then take your right hand to the floor. And then we'll bend to the right. And inhale and come back up to center. And left hand to the floor. And we'll bend to the left. Come up through center, and we'll go to the right. And it might be that you can bend, your elbow might reach the floor, it might not, but you can bend your right arm so that you're coming further down. You can challenge yourself. And then we'll go to the left. Come back up to center and a nice stretch. And then send your right hand behind you, your left hand on your right knee, and look over your shoulder. And we will let's hang out here for a little bit and take a few breaths. As you're inhaling, you can feel yourself twisting a little bit more. Again, let me remind you, if you feel any sharp pains, back out of anything that's your body saying no. So look over your shoulder. Slowly unwind and come back to center, and we'll stretch. Then we'll go the other way, your left hand behind you, your right hand on your left knee, looking over your left shoulder. And we'll take a few breaths here. And come back to center and stretch. And you can put your hands wherever they feel comfortable. I'm going to put mine on my knees. And go ahead, sitting up straight, but let your shoulders relax down your back. Go ahead and just bring your head forward. You're bringing your chin towards your chest, and you should feel a really good stretch. You can close your eyes here if you'd like. We're just going to hold this. You should feel a good stretch in the back of your neck. And just breathe here. Go ahead and take your chin towards your left shoulder. And we will come back to center. And take your chin towards your right shoulder. And just breathe here. And come back to center and come up. All right, we are going to meet in standing next. So if you will make your way to standing, mountain pose. Your feet are hip width apart. One way to measure that is you can take two fists and put them between your hands, and that's about how far away, I'll put them between your feet rather, and that's about how far away your feet should be. Check out your feet. You should try to get them parallel to each other, is the best way to be. So check out your feet and make sure they're facing straight forward. And then let's take a nice big stretch up and grab for your left wrist and let's move to the right. We'll stretch to the right here. Come back up through center, grabbing your right wrist. Let's go to the other way. Come back up through center and exhale to the right. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale back through center and exhale to the left. All right, we're going to take that ragdoll. So if you would come up, take a nice bend in your knees. You can take your hands out like a bird flying down and come slowly all the way down until your belly is resting on your thighs. And if it works for you, grab for opposite elbows here and just let your head go. And you can unrest it for a moment and you can shake your head. Yes, you can shake your head no if that feels good. And then just let the head, neck, shoulders go. You can work on straightening legs if you like. You can straighten one at a time. You can sway back and forth, or you can find a sense of stillness here. But whatever you do, don't forget to keep breathing. See if you can let your neck and shoulders and head just totally go limp. And you can let your hands drop towards the floor and then come up very, very slowly. Imagine you're coming up one vertebrae at a time. Your head will be the last thing to come up. And you can take another stretch. And we're going to meet in tabletop on the mat. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. When you look towards your belly button, if you can see your toes, make sure you scoot them over so that you can't see them anymore. And we'll take some of those cats and cows. So to start with, for cow, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your hips. And exhale, arching your back, taking that scared cat. If you want to come up on your fingertips for a little extra stretch, you can. Inhaling, drop your belly. Exhale, scared cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And go ahead and let's meet in our neutral tabletop. Look over your right shoulder and move your right hip on the inhale. Exhaling through center. Inhale to the other side. You can continue doing this and taking cats and cows. If downward dog is in your practice and you feel like you need that stretch, you can go ahead and do that by tucking your toes, sending your hips up, sending your in an upside down V, and you can walk the dog by walking. Again, if this is not for you, you can stay in tabletop doing your cats and cows and any kind of stretch that feels good. If you practice a flow, you can. If you want to challenge yourself and come into plank, you may do that, where you are forward, over, in a straight line. If you want to come to your knees here, you can. If you want to stay in tabletop, you can. So take some time, a little bit of freestyle yoga here so you can be practicing cats and cows. You might be taking a flow, if flow is in your practice where you are coming down. Remember, you can always come to your knees. If you do practice the yogi push-up, make sure that you keep your elbows next to your body. It should graze your body. You should never have your elbows out. That can hurt your shoulders and your back. And so do some stretches here, whatever it is that feels good to you before we meet in our first yin pose. And it could be absolutely anything that you feel like you need to do to stretch here that we have done before. If you feel you need a twist or a stretch, you can do that. Okay, we are going to meet, when you finish that, we're going to meet seated back on our mats with your feet out in front of you. And you can go ahead and flex your toes back, point your toes a little bit, settle into the mat. And we're going to begin this morning with just our simple forward fold. If you need to have your knees bent a little bit and put some pillows under them, if that doesn't work in your back to have your legs straight, that's always fine. You might take some pillows because we're just going to be leaning forward. You can put some on your lap and just rest in that way. Or you can just, I'm going to demonstrate without props, but you can take a big pillow and put it here and relax. We're going to get a good stretch in our backs here, in the backs of our necks. So if you would, just stretch up and then hinging at your back. We're just going to come forward. You can put your hands at your side, on your legs, wherever is comfortable for you. And lean forward. Let your shoulders go, let your head go, let everything just fall forward. Make sure you're not holding any tension anywhere. Unclench your jaw. Make sure your shoulders are fully relaxed. Just sink towards the floor. Slowly come up till we are in seated, and then we will make our way to our backs, keeping your feet flat on the floor. Um, Bring them as close as you can. You should be able to feel, you might be able to touch your fingertips to your heels. If not, don't worry. Just have them in close because we're going to, with our shoulders underneath us, go ahead and lift your hips up for a bridge. So see if you can challenge yourself and lift your hips as much as you can. And just breathe here. And we'll come back down one vertebrae at a time. And then we will lift up. See if you can really see how high you can lift your hips up. You can kind of scoot your shoulders underneath you and just breathe here. And then come back down. Go ahead and bring your legs straight up like you are standing on the ceiling. If you have a little bend in your legs, you can. And just challenge yourself. You can have your hands at your side to help you and see if you can just, this will give you a little bit of core strength in your abdomen. You should feel it in your legs. And just breathe here for a moment. Go ahead and challenge yourself. See if you can bring your legs down very slowly, a little bit at a time towards the floor. Very slowly. You should feel that in your core. All right. Okay, we're going to do pigeon next, or the figure four. If you want to stay right here, you can, like I am, or you can move with your hips towards the wall and practice pigeon at the wall. If you're on the floor like me, you can cross your right ankle over your knee, bringing everything in towards your chest. Your right hand will go through this keyhole and you will grab right here. If you would like to practice at the wall, you will come over with me and we will put our legs up the wall, and then crossing over, just start to walk your left leg down. So you can practice either way this morning that works for you. I will say with this one, you can totally relax your shoulders a little bit more into the floor. With this one, you can still relax. You just have to hold your hand in this way. So if you would, go ahead and settle in and breathe. Close your eyes. And you might find yourself as you go sinking a little bit more fully towards the ground. Make sure you're breathing and relax. Go ahead and slowly unwind. If you're at the wall like I am, send your legs up the wall. That should feel really good. You can point and flex. If you're on the floor, just your legs out in front of you. And just gently, you can point and flex or find stillness for a moment in the legs up the wall position here. Or if you are on the floor, just with your legs out, you can find a little bit of relaxation there before we go to the other side. Just breathe here. This time, crossing your left over your right, or if you did it the opposite way, whichever your other side is. Or again, if you're at the floor, remember you're creating that keyhole and pulling through. If you're at the wall like I am, just start to walk that left leg down. Should feel a good stretch in your left hip. This is called a hip opening pose. These poses are really important for getting the circulation to our hips as we age to make sure they stay healthy and strong. And just relax into the mat. ahead and unwind. If you're at the wall, send your legs up the wall. If you're on the floor, just out. And you can just relax here for a moment, breathing. If you're at the wall, you can turn towards your favorite side and just walk down. Coming through, you can stop and pause for just a moment in this yogi fetal position. If you're on the floor, we're all going to make our way towards tabletop again. So if you'll come to tabletop. And while we're here, let's go ahead and do that toe stretch. So if you would, tuck your toes under and then come up until you are maybe sitting on your heels, or maybe you're a little bit further up. But if it works in your body, you can sit on your heels and you should feel a good stretch of your feet. Here, everything is stretched. We'll just hold this for a moment. If you need to come out and sit on the tops of your feet at any time, or if this causes extreme pain for you, don't do it. It should feel, you should be reaching your edge, a little bit of discomfort, but not shooting pain. And just breathe here for a moment. And then we'll slowly walk back out. Gently put your feet onto their tops. And then you can come back and sit towards your feet or on your feet. And if it works, you can keep walking back onto your hands, and your knees will come up and you'll stretch the fronts of your feet. And that actually feels really good to me. I hope that that does to you. I hope your feet feel a little bit better. For our next pose, we're in tabletop, and we're going to touch our toes, and then with your knees wide, come back towards your heels, and with your left hand in the center. And this is one of those poses that you might need a pillow for in the middle, because we're going to do that. Thread the needle. So with your left hand in the center of the mat, our right hand is going to come up and come through, and we're going to land on our right shoulder. If you need to have a pillow or pillows, you can stack them up, because you don't want to be hanging out in the air. You want to make content with something below you while you are doing this one. And you should feel a good stretch in your right shoulder here. And just relax and breathe. Make sure you let your shoulders totally go, your head. Just let everything relax into the mat and breathe. Go ahead and slowly unwind, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This time, you will have your left hand in the center. Sorry, right hand in the center, and we will go on our other shoulder. This side will feel totally different. So if you needed a pillow on the other side, chances are you will, or maybe you don't, or maybe you need more of one. We're going to go through until we're on our left shoulder on the mat. Settle in. See if you can relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax everything as you sink into the mat. Make sure you're not holding tension anywhere. For example, your right shoulder should be totally relaxed. Your hands should be relaxed. Your hips. Make sure everything is just sinking towards the ground. And breathe. Go ahead and come up and unwind. And we're going to meet in a seated position with our legs out in front of us. And if you would, Take your arms out in front of you, and as slowly as you can, we're going to come back uh, to onto our back. So come down as slowly as you can, using those abdominals a little bit of strength there. And when you get here, go ahead and bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. Then you can bring your knees up into your chest, your arms out wide. And we're going to twist here. So we're going to twist towards the left first. And if your knees do not come all the way to the floor, please make sure you put a pillow or something here. Your right shoulder should not pop up off the ground. If you need a little bit more of a twist, a little bit more of a stretch, you can always cross your right leg over your left and then twist to the left here. Your shoulders should stay on the ground. And then if it works in your head, neck and shoulders, turn your head and look towards your right hand. And then you can close your eyes if you like and just breathe here. Unwind and come back up to center. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you can bring your knees up and slowly start to drop your knees to the right. If you would like to cross your left leg over your right this time, you're welcome to. Remember that if your legs do not meet the ground, put some pillow or pillows here or block or something. Your left shoulder should not pop up this time. And once you get settled in, if it works in your head, neck, and shoulders, look at your right hand. Your palms can be up or down, whichever feels best in your shoulders. And you can go ahead and settle in and just relax and breathe. You should feel a really good twist on your left side this time. Remember, this is great for your digestive system to practice these twists. slowly unwind and come back to center. You can stretch. You can bring your legs up. Might feel good to do happy baby here. This is the one where you have your knees wide towards your armpits, your feet flat like you're walking on the ceiling. You can grab for your big toes. You can grab for the sides of your feet. You can grab for your shins, whatever you can reach. You can gently rock here if that feels good. If there's any last minute stretches that you need, it might be that you feel like straightening the leg here. You might feel like you need to flex your ankles, whatever feels good here, you can rock. We're going to settle into our final Shavasana. If you like to take legs up the wall, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, we'll end just how we began. Go ahead and settling into the mat. You can tuck your chin towards your chest, relax your shoulders, your hands, relax your entire body. Check out your body, do a little scan, see how you're feeling. Do you feel different than you did at the beginning of class? And just settle in, making contact with the mat, and breathe. You would start to wiggle your fingers and toes. You can move to your favorite side using your bottom arm as a pillow. You're also welcome to stay in Shavasana. There's no rules that say you have to finish. If you would like to, you can meet me in a seated position. Simple cross-legged is fine, whatever's comfortable in your body. If you'd like to continue meditating and just relaxing, you're welcome to. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for practicing with me. And I think we really need to say Om Shanti, 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 which is all three levels of peace: worldwide peace, peace in my environment, and peace in my brain. So in all of our brains. And so let's wish peace to all living creatures on the planet. And I bow to you today. Thank you for practicing with me. And I hope to see you next week. We'll be back to 9 a.m. I think then. Great to see you all. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Have a
Thanks,
great
man.
day.
Thank you.